In today's video, we'll take a deep dive into Formula One's most iconic circuit and one of the most unique tracks in the world, the Circuit de Monaco. The upcoming Monaco Grand Prix will be the 68th time that the Formula One Championship has raced on the Circuit de Monaco, which is one of the world's most famous racetracks. The track's layout is the most unique on the current F1 calendar, being the only circuit where the drivers do not deploy their car's 8th gear, and one of the few tracks where drivers use first gear on every lap. This is due to the fact that the circuit is a street track that runs through the tight and twisty streets of Monaco, which is the second smallest country in the world, with an area of just over 2 square kilometers. The track's also regarded as one of the most difficult in F1, with the drivers having to maintain very fast speeds whilst driving close to the barriers that surround the circuit. The circuit was first created in 1929, and it's still fairly similar to the original design despite some minor changes that have been applied over the years. The track first hosted the Monaco Grand Prix in 1929, but the early Grand Prix that were held at the track weren't part of the Formula One Championship, as it hadn't yet been established. Instead, the race was run by Anthony Norries, who was the son of the president of the Automobile Club de Monaco at the time, Alexandre Norries. The track takes just 6 weeks to build, and then after the event the barriers are taken down over a 3-week period to clear the area for the rest of the year, as the roads are public. The track contains the slowest turn on the F1 calendar, as well as one of the fastest. The track held a race between 1927 and 1937, with the races from 1935 to 1937 being part of the European Championship. The Monaco Grand Prix was then not held again until 1948, when a non-championship race was held. The first F1 Grand Prix at the track took place in 1950, and it was won by Juan Manuel Fangio, who drove for Alfa Romeo. The track didn't host a race in 1951, but a non-championship event was held in 1952. The Grand Prix went on another break until 1965, when the second F1 Monaco Grand Prix was held. This started a 65-year streak, where the track hosted a Formula One World Championship Grand Prix every single year, until 2020, when the race was cancelled due to the COVID-19 pandemic. F1 returned to the circuit for a race in 2021, and barring any unforeseen circumstances, it's expected that the circuit will feature on the schedule every year. Over time, the changes have seen several parts of the track altered, including the start line, which was moved to its current position in 1963. This means that the corner known as Saint Devote is currently the track's first turn. This corner has been widened over the years to try to prevent first-lap accidents, which are fairly common due to the fact that it's very difficult to overtake on this track, meaning that the drivers try to gain as many positions as they can at the start, which is often the best chance they get at making moves. The cars then go up a gradient of 12%, passing through Beau Rivage to reach the third corner, Massenet. After passing the world-famous Casino de Monte Carlo, the cars arrive at the Casino Square section, which is 44 meters higher than the circuit's lowest part. This means that it has one of the biggest elevation changes of any F1 track. The drivers then pass through the tight Mirabeau corner before arriving at the Hotel Hairpin, which is the slowest part on the track and requires more steering lock than any other F1 corner. The drivers then pass through Portier to enter a tunnel, which is one of the only tunnels on an F1 track. After emerging out of the tunnel, the drivers have to negotiate the Nouvelle Chicane. They then pass through Tabac before entering the swimming pool section, officially known as Piscine. The drivers then go through Rascasse and the final corner, which is named after Anthony Norries, before passing the finish line. The circuit is world famous, and many drivers consider winning the Monaco Grand Prix to be bigger than winning any other F1 race. Winning the Grand Prix is also one of the 3 parts to completing the highly prestigious Triple Crown of Motorsport, which also includes winning the 24 Hours of Le Mans at the Circuit de la Sarthe and winning the Indianapolis 500 at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Graham Hill is the only driver ever to complete the Triple Crown, and he won the Monaco Grand Prix 5 times. The circuit is also famous for being the site of 2 of F1's most bizarre crashes ever, due to the fact that it's built around Monaco's harbour. Before advancements in safety, 2 drivers crashed and fell into the harbour. Alberto Ascari had an incident after the tunnel in 1955 and ended up in the water, whilst Paul Hawkins also crashed into the harbour 10 years later at the 1965 Monaco Grand Prix. Remarkably, both of these drivers survived their dramatic crashes. Despite the safety improvements, the circuit is still fairly dangerous, and it wouldn't pass the FIA safety checks if it was a new entry to F1. It's remained on the calendar due to its history and fame. The track also attracts many rich and famous spectators, mainly due to its location, which is home to many of the world's richest people. As a result of this, areas of the track are often surrounded by yachts during the races. The TV cameras famously caught Kimi Raikkonen walking straight onto his yacht after retiring from the 2006 Monaco Grand Prix. The F1 grid currently features one driver from Monaco, Charles Leclerc. Despite it being his home track, Leclerc has a terrible record on the Circuit de Monaco. He retired from both of his Formula 2 races on the circuit, and he's yet to finish an F1 race on the circuit in his 3 attempts. He was scheduled to start the 2021 race from pole position, but was unable to start due to a mechanical issue. The Circuit de Monaco is world famous, and it's a dream of almost every single driver to win a race on the track. Legendary 3-time Formula 1 champion Ayrton Senna has the record for both the number of wins and pole positions of the track, with 6 wins and 5 pole positions. Despite not producing the best racing due to the tight nature of the track still takes a lot of skill to win on due to the high chance of a retirement. The 2021 Monaco Grand Prix saw just one on-track overtake take place. Max Verstappen was able to win, and he went on to win the World Championship. The majority of the legendary F1 drivers have won in Monaco, and the circuit's difficulty is a great way to see which drivers can truly perform under pressure and have the potential to win championships. What are your thoughts on the Monaco circuit? Leave a comment down below, and if you liked the video, please hit the thumbs up button, share it with your friends, and subscribe for more videos just like this. Thank you for watching.